It's allocation season. Hey, Greasy, they're playing our song.
The podcast is brought to you by Eli Mason and Mountain Valley Spring Water. Let's do this, Grease.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I got my co-host here, the Greeze. Say hello, Grease.
I'm so energized, Will, and I don't know about you, but you look like you just got up from a nap about, 30 minutes ago. But, I mean...
Yeah, why do you think I texted you and said, hey, can you be here in 30 minutes?
Here recently, we've been like just working and then coming over to record after work, and it's been whatever, but man, we're doing this like the day before release.
Yeah.
And we're rested.
Well,
And
we'll
I
find out. I had a sick kid again.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why can't you your kids need to drink more.
Yeah, it's true. They got some electrolytes in there.
Because I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. I mean, I get sick like once a year, and that's because I drink so much.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious, dude. You freaking drink whiskey. Let me go ahead and tell you something. What does not live in your body?
Anything.
Bacteria. Bacteria is just like, no, man, I can't handle this right now.
The statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
What do you mean?
I mean, we can't give medical advice that hasn't been like fully vetted by the Food and Drug Administration.
I give medical advice all the time. I don't need no vetting. I don't even know what vetting means.
You're not a vet, I'll tell you that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I know what a vet is.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you like, what do you call, like,
Veterinarians.
no.
That's the long form.
You know, run and running. What is the running? What is that? Like futuristic tense or something? What do you call that when you add an ing? I don't know how to pluralize, vectorize, or whateverize the daggum vet word.
Hey, I made you a cocktail today.
I know you did, and I already had his little sippy sip.
What do you think about it?
Oh, it's very sour.
It's very sour.
But in a
Take another sip. Tell me.
In a good way. It's very sour in a good way. No, there's real lime juice in here.
Well, yeah, I didn't use fake lime juice.
It smells like a margarita.
I squeezed the lime for you.
It smells like a margarita.
Okay.
It tastes like a margarita.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Something you drink, or is it?
No, I'd drink that.
Okay.
Here's the deal. I can't take Zantac anymore because it causes cancer. But I would drink that, but I would have to get the Nexium in.
Because of that would give you acid reflux?
I'm getting acid reflux as we are sitting here right
Seriously?
now. Yes.
You are like, you have no strength of your mind or body.
It's the whiskey that killed all the bacteria in
Killed
there.
all the bacteria, but also the lining of my esophagus. So
yes. I mean, I'm clean in there, but man, it's stripped. It is stripped down and ugly.
I bet. Yeah.
In a good way.
Sure. So that's I did a little modification to a cocktail called a last word.
They call that mods.
Yeah, I modded a last word. So last word is gin, chartreuse, green chartreuse, Luxardo liqueur, and lime juice.
No tequila in it.
All equal parts. No tequila in that. So
I guess I'm just used to sours.
I didn't even finish what I'm doing though. That's the last word. I modded it. I modified it.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did one over the weekend with mezcal because my sister brought us back a bottle from Mexico, and it was real smoky. I liked it. You probably would have hated it. You would not have liked it.
From time to time, I've had mezcal at a mezcal cocktail at Greeze on Main down here downtown Franklin. Which, by the way, if you hadn't gone there, it's good. Real good. It is.
Anyhow, that has rye in it, though. I put the piggyback in it. Oh. So it's instead of gin, that's rye. It's a rye last word. So it's got equal parts rye. It has green chartreuse, Luxardo liqueur, and fresh lime.
I don't taste whiskey at all in this.
Really?
I don't.
Well, there's a lot of flavors going on with the chartreuse and the Luxardo and the.
Yeah, it's like one of those slot machines that have multiple different kinds of bonuses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like that though. I think it's good.
It's like it's like when you're spinning the slot machine, and you know how like when you just have a regular good spin that pays you a lot of money. Let's just say you're betting 50 cents and you hit it in like $20. Holy crap, that's awesome. Well, and then you hit a bonus.
Yeah.
And the bonus pays you like $5.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate the cheap bonus.
Right. Yeah. So it's just it's just a lot going on.
But
and you don't know what the value
Sometimes
is.
you hit the bonus, but then there's like the feature, like the game.
Right.
Those are
taking
great.
a bunch of your time.
But sometimes it takes all your time and only gives you $5.
Right.
And then you're like, none of this was worth it.
Right.
I just watched a movie. That was my winning.
Yeah. And you're also sitting there just like, man, I could have totally just burned down a cigarette during that bonus.
Yeah.
But you thought, you wanted to watch
you had that
it.
time.
Right.
Yeah. You want to see what happens with the Wizard of Oz.
Right. And I'm not saying, I don't smoke anymore, but I'm just saying if I
Could
did,
have. You had that kind of time.
Right. I always, even though I don't smoke, I kind of put time. I always measure time with smoke breaks.
Well, as most people do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's American, but maybe not. Mm-hmm. People are going to start smoking again because that vaping, I'm telling you, not good.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yes or no on this cocktail? Would you drink it?
I drink it. I'm drinking it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting acid reflux, but it's fine.
There is a lot
do
going
enjoy it.
on, though, because it's like, also, there's no like simple syrup or anything in there. I didn't put any sort of sweetener in there. But it tastes sweet still. It's got some sweetness to it. Mm-hmm. Grease's like, no, just all sour.
No, man. It's, it reminds me of a time when I sauntered into a bar and they had $1 lemon drop shots. And I just said,
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
and I said, give me 10 of them and put them in a solo cup. And they did.
I don't believe this story.
You should.
Where was it?
It's
taking too long.
No. Hey. No. No. Was it Boarhouse?
Boar's Head?
Is it Boar's
The
Head?
deli meats?
No. There was a bar called Boar's Head, like on the third back street in Athens, Georgia, near the Classic Center.
Doesn't sound
It
right.
had this like dadgum freaking like black metal fence around it, and it had this like patio area. But then you could go in the base. You could go in a regular bar. You could go in the basement. We went in the dadgum freaking basement because why? Yes, because that's what you do.
And there were $1 lemon drop shots, and you had.
I just said, give me 10 of them and put
10
them,
ounces
well,
worth.
I said, give me 10 of them and put them in a big cup because I saw there's value.
That's what you're all about.
I was like, well, that's, big old cocktail drink for $10.
Yeah.
So they did. And they put it in a red Solo cup.
I love that. That's
No
what
ice,
you
by the way.
I love that. That's what you consider a big cocktail drink. Lemon drop shots.
Love it. My drink. I mean, dude, when I'm telling you, and at least in college, you had your dignity as far as like, what you chose to drink.
You're saying me specifically.
You
not
specifically.
Yeah.
Yes, you specifically. Like, you were into whiskey and you were into beer. Those are both logical things.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
lemon drop shot.
strawberry Smirnoff shots.
Gosh.
I would do vodka and Sprite. Ugh. Grey Goose, because that was apparently the good vodka.
I'm reading how you make a lemon drop shot.
I think it's literally just sours and vodka.
Yeah.
I literally, so it was well vodka. It just sours.
Well, this is like,
mix.
yeah, I'm sure you had a heck of a headache if you finished that.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember a time I woke up on a Sunday morning in college and didn't have a headache.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, anyway. And I had Jaeger bombs. Loved Jaeger bombs.
That night?
No, I'm just saying in college. I was describing my college just life.
Okay.
It was not great.
Yeah.
Or my beverages of choice were not great. If I just appreciated like any kind, like I do now, like if I just appreciated the craft and the artistry of freaking alcohol, and I mean that in like alcohol, that sounds dumb. Whiskey. Like if I just could enjoy a well-crafted, aged whiskey in college, I felt like I would have matured a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead, it took me about 10 more years.
You're still trying to mature.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I quit smoking though.
Speaking of value, Did you see the announcement about a new rye? Which, I mean, I use rye in this cocktail. A new rye that's coming out?
The EC?
Yeah, Elijah Craig rye.
Why do they make all them ryes green label?
Doing a hat tip to Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. No, I agree with that. I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, so they're doing a Elijah Craig rye, and it's going to be $29 retail.
Right.
And it's got some interesting first markets. Like, it's not being released in Kentucky.
Those aren't interesting.
It's interesting of the fact that
it's an interesting choice where they decide to release it.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes, dum-dum.
Because they're the least interesting markets.
Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina.
I'm done with the whole state of Georgia.
Why? What's wrong, Greeze?
We lost to South Carolina. We third quarter, let's just throw up a prayer. We finally win at Kentucky.
Hey, it's 100% your fault.
Devontae Freeman throwing punches at a Falcons game. By the way, Falcons, y'all just need to shut up and lose the rest of the season so we can get a freaking baller. And number 2, hey, Matt Ryan, let me go ahead and tell you something, Matt Ryan. I knew it was over as soon as you got that stupid big old contract. Freaking ego, non-productive activity after that. You just need to freaking go back into the gym and do jumping jacks.
Okay. So, first of all, it's your fault that Georgia's playing crappy, right?
Why?
Because after 2 top 10 teams had a struggle, a defensive battle, Auburn and Florida, you talked so much crap to me, which is not like you.
It's not
typically you. And then what happens the next week?
No.
You lose to an unranked 2-3 South Carolina team in overtime with that old 4-eyed field goal kicker.
His name is Hot Rod. Oh, I call him Hot Rod.
Yeah, that's clearly not his name. I call him 4-eyed.
Rodrigo Blankenship. He's fabulous.
Clearly not. He can't beat South Carolina with a chip shot field goal in overtime.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on. People don't like when we get mad.
No, here's the deal. I was pulling for Auburn during that game, and the reason I got
then you
mad,
started talking crap.
No.
Yes, you actually did
because y'all were losing and going to lose. That's when I shifted and started talking crap.
Yeah, and
because
then you lost the next week and clearly played like hot garbage against Kentucky.
I desperately needed y'all to win that game. Desperately. We're gonna lose to Florida, by the way. Tips to you Gators, you freaking stupid
y'all
jean short wearing rope belt. Sandals with socks on them, Florida Gators.
Okay, so this is the states. This is the interesting choice of release. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Oregon.
Yeah.
94 proof, just like the bourbon. The mash bill is 91% rye, so it's just barely rye. Like, it just kicks over. And then 35% corn and 14%.
I thought you said 91% rye.
51% rye. Yeah.
Got it.
Just over the line.
Right.
Which is, I'm sure, probably the same mash bill as Rittenhouse and Pikesville. And here's another funny thing.
I just like for another $10, I'm going to go for that Pikesville, but that's just me. Number one, I'm excited about the product. I think it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. And I think they're eventually probably going to open that line up for single barrel picks, which will be freaking awesome too.
Yeah. So here's what's curious to me is that I've seen this with a bunch of different products lately. So distilleries are trying something new. They're trying out a different line. And sure, they already have rye. They have 100 proof rye. They have a 110 proof rye in their lineup, and they're doing a little bit lower proof rye. They're doing the 94 proof. It's probably gonna have some extra age, but the new Bakers came out, 107 proof, 13 years old, right? Single barrel. So what I've seen some comments from people who are very much in the whiskey world and understand how it's made and it's aged and everything.
Isn't regular Baker's like 7 years?
It was. They're relaunching the brand as a single barrel.
Oh, they're not going to offer the 7 and the 13.
Maybe the 7 is also going to be a thing, but it's going to be single barrel, and then they at least are doing this 13-year release that they put out.
Cool.
So I've seen multiple places across the internet things about like, well, for this rye, for instance. So just like a couple years older and proof down Rittenhouse. And it's like, sure, you can describe it on those terms, but that like completely misses the point of how whiskey's aged, of pulling things from different portions of the rick house, or what those couple extra years does to it. Or what 6 proof between 94 and 100. Sure, that's a 6 proof. That's 3%. But it's not like.
Let me go ahead and tell you. Would I want an extra aged Rittenhouse product? The answer is yes.
Well, the same thing with the bakers. It's like, oh, okay, so just like some of these store picks we've seen of Knob Creek, but only 107 proof in one instead of 120. And it's like, once again, you can make that parallel, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same. You're dealing with the same beast, right? Like even Weller, like the full proof in 107. It's some people are like, oh, it's just 7 proof more. Like on a basic level, yes, they're only making a certain amount of mash bills and they're only putting out a certain amount of labels, right? But whiskey, depending on where they decide to pull from or how long it's aged or the dilution, like it can be a completely different tasting whiskey just from that. But like some people that I know that know so much more than just saying something that simplistic.
Kind of like Ain't Half Bad when we sampled it in the store and when it got bottled.
Sure.
Is that what you're talking about?
Sure. But it's just
still not convinced we got the right barrel.
I just don't understand the difference in people looking at it and being like, oh, and just taking everything and distilling it down to the most simplistic terms and being like, it's just that. It's like, right, but that doesn't make it bad, and 2, that doesn't make it the same. Like, we know how complex the aging process and the science that goes into it, and just saying, oh, it's just a couple proof different and maybe older, it's like, right, and that could produce something vastly different.
Right. I mean, we've seen differences in single barrels that we have tried, and I'm not saying Ain't Half Bad in particular, but we have tasted single barrels at the samples, and then it takes 3 to 4 months for us to actually get the bottle. And let me go ahead and tell you something. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Well, and to go down that line, like if it's a single barrel product, like the Baker's is going to be, they're picking what profile they're releasing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to taste just like the Knob Creek.
Right. Totally.
Or with the case of the Elijah Craig, it's going to be a batch. They're batching it. And there's someone at Heaven Hill that when they batch it is tasting it and saying, let's add another barrel. Let's do some more stuff. Like they're crafting a whiskey.
Yeah, because they want it to be a certain profile.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that it's going to end up tasting just like Rittenhouse.
Because these distilleries, okay, they do keep these bottles in the lab for just, hey, I need to go back and see what that profile is for the consistency.
They're creating profiles as well when they're making a batch that they're gonna test it later. They're gonna try to keep that consistent profile. And when you're putting out a new product saying it's just less proof, more age, Rittenhouse is like, you very much can say that, but that doesn't make it like not something unique. And for $30, picking up an Elijah Craig, like knowing the care that Heaven Hill puts into that brand as it is, because Elijah Craig as a brand right now is riding high. You think about how much hype the Elijah Craig barrel proofs are getting, the single barrel picks. They redid the entire look of the bottle, really. And they're showcasing that. That's like a marquee brand, I feel like, for Heaven Hill. And so they're not just like, let's get some bottom of the barrel Maker's Mark, throw it into a bottle, you know what I mean? Right?
I do know what you mean.
That's a throwback to
2007.
Well, no, I'm also to our buddies over at Blue Collar Bourbon. Oh, yeah. Because I told that story.
I know you did. I listened to it.
It was fun.
I listened back to it. It was fun being on the show. We're going to do it again. Hey, I just had the last bit of that cocktail.
Yeah, you made a face.
Because there was a bunch of lime pulp down the bottom. It was just,
it was pulpy.
Yeah, it was pulpy. It got to me. It's basically like barrel char.
Oh.
No. But in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
Freaking daggum. Daggum Sour Patch Kid in the bottom of that cocktail.
Ooh, that sounds like something you would have drank in college.
A Sour Patch?
A cocktail that had a Sour Patch Kid in the bottom of it.
Liquid Sour Patch Kids with vodka, $2.99.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'd drink that.
I would too.
Yeah.
$2.99 Sour Patch Kid.
Could you swap out the vodka with rye?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I mean, can we have our well of choice in as far as that selection?
Yeah.
Can I get Jägermeister instead of the vodka? Cool. Okay.
Ugh.
Sweet.
That'd be wretched. Having Jägermeister and a Sour Patch Kid together. Ugh.
I've been doing it for years.
I bet you have. You'd have a terrible palate. You also eat saltines with American cheese on it.
I do not.
Well, I saw you do it.
It's awful. No, those were Ritz. You saw me do Ritz, and they were not. It was not good. I said that.
Ritz are buttery and flaky. Saltines are dry and salty.
Don't microwave a pepperoni on top of a Ritz, even though you think you might be making a miniature pizza that's not a bagel bite.
Dude, that was your thought process?
You're in the 11th hour, okay? It's
your
literally
thought.
11 p.m., okay?
That was your thought process.
Yeah, it's
that's
11.
That's the 23rd or 24th hour. If you,
I don't care. So, yeah. I mean, you do what you got to do, man. I was like, man, I really want pizza. I ain't got pizza. I see some Ritz.
Why didn't you just order it?
Well, we had pepperonis just sitting there in the fridge for someone.
Why would I order pizza if we have pepperonis and Ritz?
Yeah.
That's literally your thought process.
That was very, I mean, I don't know how you got into my soul just then, but yes. And so I threw the peps on the Ritz, and then I sprinkled the cheds.
You want to drink this?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's keep going.
No, we're not allowed to talk about that bottle. So if you want to know what that bottle is, just hit us up on Virtual Bar Night. We'll be happy to tell you.
Yeah. Patreon.com/thepodcast.
There's no more spots, Will. Like, we don't have any spots.
No, but like you can get in line.
Change is a coming, though.
Buy us a drink.
Change is a coming. Teaser.
Yeah, all right.
The tease.
That's Troy Couts.
I know. What if we had just Troy run our Patreon? All of it.
Do you think he would do it for us? Like for a nominal fee?
Here's the deal. That dude is a firecracker just waiting for his platform.
Well,
and I feel like we could give him the keys and he would do very well.
I think his platform is...
He just turned 50.
Getting Ohio better internet. That's like the thing.
Yeah, I don't think people in Ohio understand things. But the...
What?
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, okay.
No, I think... I mean, Troy's 50. He's responsible. I think if we gave him the keys, he'd be fine.
He needs supervision, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think somebody else we could give the kid, maybe Jacob Schaefer.
Oh yeah,
in Colorado,
mm-hmm.
he would be good.
He's 1 in a million.
We can't give him to Clint. We've known this.
Oh Lord, no.
Well, because we had him on the show, and then he punts to Natalie.
Yeah, he came back around though.
I know he did come back around. I'm just saying he's a wild card. We don't know what's going to happen.
That's true. He does things that aren't necessarily scripted out for it.
With the tease, we know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, things will be said.
The tease is the wheeze at 50.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
But he's got a little Greeze in there, too. Like, he's just kind of like a combo.
Yeah, he's like our child that's older than us.
I love it when he gets tipsy. He'll be quiet for a really long time, and then he'll just, like, say things very loud and very fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody stops and goes, y'all shut up, the tease is here.
Yeah, tease just kicked through the wall like the...
Keep it like a red kickball.
I was going to say like the old Kool-Aid man.
Oh.
Kicks in the door. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Tease is here.
Somebody needs to put Troy's face on a Kool-Aid man.
That's more difficult than just like replacing a face because it's like...
No, it's not. Travis Gintz does it all the time. He's going to do that before we're even done talking about it.
All right. That's
He's
fair.
he's going to stop the podcast right now and he's going to go do that. And he's going to go post it. And then we'll post it he needs to post it in Podcasters, though.
Yeah. All right.
I want it so.
Well, cool. You want to go to the 15?
Is it that time?
I don't know. You got anything else to say?
Well, I feel like, I don't know it. Because last time we did it way early.
We did.
And I was just trying to not do it that early.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Sounds fine, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good breather.
Yeah.
Just to hit, play our track?
Yeah.
I feel like we should do. I feel like
Hey, Grease.
yeah.
They're playing our song.
Hey, Greasy, they're playing our song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
While we're sitting here sipping on our 15 whiskey, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Mountain Valley Spring Water and Eli Mason. Eli Mason premium cocktail syrups and mixers right here from the great state of Tennessee in the city of Nashville. That's where they hail from. They're delicious. They take the guesswork out of making an old-fashioned, which this time of year is like old-fashioned season because it's, there's a little bit of spice to it with the bitters and everything. You can even maybe use some rye, get a little bit more fall flavors going. But I love a good old-fashioned. It's easy. 2-to-1 ratio is what I go for. Greeze likes to kick it up a few notches with 3-to-1 whiskey to mixer ratio. You can order them at elimason.com and use the promo code PodCask, and you'll get 20% off of a 3-pack. That's elimason.com, promo code PodCask. Tell them the Greeze sent you.
Is it weird that I still go to my pediatrician?
I'm going to go now and thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Spring Water, house water of the PodCask. They keep us hydrated. They have premium spring water from the Ouachita Mountains right outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas. They come in beautiful green glass bottles, also plastic bottles for those sport bottles on the go. But they have sparkling water, they have still water, they have sparkling essence in lime, white peach, and they've got blackberry pomegranate. Check them out at mountainvalleyspring.com. Put in your zip code, find out which grocery stores carry them. Have it for your next whiskey tasting night. It'll really class it up, especially if you're like the Greeze and you need some classing up. Check them out at mountainvalleyspring.com. Now let's get back to this 15 whiskey.
I was wondering, speaking of Mountain Valley Spring, I was just wondering, could we suggest flavors like garlic parmesan?
You can do that, but don't use your real name.
I know, but I just, when I'm having spaghetti, I don't necessarily want blackberry pomegranate.
Okay.
I want garlic parmesan.
What if you just have the non-flavor, just the regular sparkling, and then just eat garlic parmesan bread with it?
Yes, that is fine. However, if I'm already investing in the water, I'm just trying to cut some corners when I can.
That's typically what you do.
It's efficiency. Hey, when you open up a Bible and you're like, God, show me a verse.
Yeah.
And you stop the page from flapping, and you go in there, and then you place your finger down and see what it says.
Yeah. Now I'm going to let everyone know we are in a child's nursery because the studio is not done yet. But Grease, what book you just opened?
I just opened up The Happy Sleeper.
Okay.
Because I'm intrigued. Because I'm not necessarily a happy sleeper.
Oh, you're a disgruntled sleeper?
Well,
what are you?
My wife has taken pictures of me when I've been sleeping before, and I'm not smiling.
Oh, okay.
And that's typically a telltale sign of telltale sign. Telltale.
Yeah, universal sign for a happy sleeper is a big old smile on the face.
Yeah.
Let's see them pearly whites.
Right. I've seen it on those Instagram influencers. Apparently those people are sleeping, and they look great.
All right.
I don't look great.
Okay.
So here's the deal. I do the old trickaroo Bible verse spread thing on this whole happy sleeper thing, right? What section do I go to? My baby has reflux. What do I do for sleep?
You may need to go ahead and borrow that book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they suggested I go see my pediatrician. That's easy to do. That's why I said that in the ad read.
Yeah, you still see your pediatrician.
That's what I said.
You travel back to Georgia for it.
They make a lot of money on me. You know what I mean? Because my ear hurts. Sir, you can keep coming back to us, but next year it's going to be $300 for a well visit and $500 for a sick visit. And I just keep saying that's fine. I don't like change, Will. I don't want to go to some random person. And two, Okay. And 2, big number 2 as well. And that is not, I'm not talking about
You
the
just
number.
took a big number 2 in this room?
Well, okay. It does actually have to do with number 2. Here's the deal.
Okay.
You know, like when you get older,
Yeah.
like when you hit like 40,
Yeah.
you got to get something checked. Yeah. Pediatricians, they ain't trained to do that, so you don't have to do it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's
You
why I
just
keep.
beat the system.
I'm not. No, I'm just going to stay with my pediatrician until it's $2,000.
Do you go in there? Do you go in there and say things that are like very childlike, like "I've got the sniffles,
Yeah, my
ear hurts"?
my tummy hurts. Yeah. I got acid reflux, doc. All kinds of things are swirling in my esophagus, and let me go ahead and tell you something.
Doc thinks things ain't working right.
Yeah.
You got something for it?
Good luck. I'm just, that little timer, that you
Like an egg timer?
No, the little white one on the counter, and you just turn it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you turn that timer until like you're 35. And then 35, you turn that timer, and then it's just, it's a matter of time until
Before that bell goes off.
Before that bell goes off, and let me go ahead and tell you something. I mean, here's the deal. I'll be frank with you. I'll be straight up honest with you. All I want to do right now is I want to be Steven Sussman. I do.
Because he ain't turned the timer on yet.
Well, he's young, 1.
That's what I meant by that.
2, he already knows what good whiskey is. You know what I mean?
Ooh, speaking of good whiskey.
All right, hang on. Before we get to that whiskey, 'cause
Ooh.
I know. Hang on. Hold, sweet toddy.
Put me in the game, coach. Tell
I
me
know.
about that reflux.
I know. So basically, what they're telling me is I need to change my sleep position for the reflux. I'm gonna get back to you and let
And
you
let me
know
know how
what
those
position is better.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that tonight's gonna be a good field sample. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
A field test.
Yeah.
Because
Because you need to sleep.
I inhaled that lemon drop cocktail you gave me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so we're drinking a Maker's Mark Private
The
Select
nose.
from Don out at Fairview Wine and Spirits. Liquors and Fine Wines. Is that right? Am I saying it right, Grease?
I mean, let me go ahead and tell you something.
We say it
if you
wrong.
go to Google and you say Fairview liquor and wine,
It's the one that says Fine Wines in it.
right. It's got the fine thing, and the logo looks like it should be on the front hood of a Ferrari.
It's like heraldry.
Yeah, and I'd want it on my lower back tattoo
Oh, can we do that? Can we get you a tattoo of that?
of the Fairview symbol.
Yeah.
Well, I've always told my mom I'd get that heart with the arrow through it that said "Mom."
Well, you can get two at one time. We'll find a guy that's running a special.
Oh yeah, if we can find somebody that's like buy one get
Value. It's a value buy on tattoos down at
I'm fine with it.
at the hepatitis needle shop. So this is a Maker's Private Select pick that Don did. They had an event yesterday, and I think he's still doing some things with it. But it's essentially he took the cases, which there's 6 to a case, and he like labeled the squares. And you would, when you'd go buy one of his private selects, on the back where there's like a signature, he wrote some funny things. Like the one you have says Taco Bell for obvious reasons.
Yeah, for
because
obvious reasons.
When we go out to visit him, we have to swing by Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So
it's a 50% chance that we will get food poisoning.
at this point, that is the ratio. Yeah, yeah. We can change that. We can lower that food poisoning. But Greeze is batting 500 right now.
I've never had to take 2 days off work for food poisoning.
Until
And I had to take 2 days.
So Don out there, he ran this thing. You'd pick like, I want the number 5 of case 2, right? And then you pull up number 5 because if you're buying the bottle, it's not just like let's just play for the fun of it. But so you're getting the bottle, you can taste it there, so you can decide if you want to pick it up or not. Anyways, and then like some of them have on the back, like I saw a guy post in a local group, picked up a bottle of Maker's Private Select from Fairview Fine Wines and Spirits, Liquors and Fine Wines, and on the back I won a Van Winkle 12. So he won the right to buy
Who did?
someone in this group.
Oh.
So that's the game. It's like some of them have the right to purchase an allocated bottle on it, and it's kind of a fun little way to do it.
And he had one on there that said choice.
Yeah, and so someone got their choice.
Right. And so that guy, as soon as he gets the allocations in, like next month, Joker gets first dibs on whatever Don has, which is a freak. I mean, very clever.
It's a fun way because now I've had quite a few Maker's Mark's private selects. Maker's Mark does it differently, where you have the finishing staves. It's kind of a amalgamation of different deliciousness, but you kind of come up with it by working with them through the sample kit. Mm-hmm. I've had some that are like real good, and I've had some that are not so good. And what I like about a state like Tennessee is that you can
Try it before you buy.
Yeah, you can try them, and so some of them I passed on that I've tried at a store, but others,
I get suckered in, dude.
But it's a pricey bottle. Typically, it's like $65, $70, which I mean, grand scheme of things isn't necessarily the most pricey, but it like it's something you want to know that you really want to commit to. My gosh, the color on that! Look how dark that thing.
I understand what you're saying, Will. I understand everything. All right, let me go ahead. Let me just cut straight to the chase.
Yeah, this is a buy.
This is a buy. It's a home run. Here's the deal. I released a question in PodCaskers, the Facebook group, by the way, in case you don't know. You can go to PodCaskers, or just PodCaskers.
I don't know.
I think it's podcaskers.com.
Yeah. PodCaskers.com.
And that's going to take you straight to our Facebook group, and you can join it and love it and all that stuff. And we encourage you to do that because it's a really great community, really awesome people. I proposed a question. I don't know if the propose is right. I posted a question.
Yeah.
It said, how would you handle your allocations? And Don responded. And Don's response is fabulous. Basically, we're going to cut it down here. He's going to like give people the opportunity to potentially win the opportunity to purchase an allocated bottle if you buy one of his single barrel picks. I concur with that. I also said I do think that you should, if you've got a bunch of barrels coming in and you want those gone, I would probably reward the guys that are getting a case or two each.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's just kind of natural. But I also do like the opportunity for the common guy that, can't afford to buy, 6 bottles of $60 whiskey on a whim, but can go in there and buy the one and, and do the drawing thing. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Now, I will say this.
You said you were going to cut to the chase, and you've been talking for so long.
Well, no, okay. No, I cut to the chase because there's buy.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fair.
And then I sauntered.
Yeah.
But Don still has, by the way, he still has some Maker's Selects of this pick that we're doing.
Yeah, he left it in the cases, so you can still go, and there's some unclaimed.
There's 3 items, and I know what they are.
Oh, okay.
One is an old Rip Van Winkle 10-year.
Yeah.
And there's 2 Weller 12s. So if you go in there and you can try it. And if you like it, then you might as well buy it. And if you might as well buy it, you actually might as well just have a chance of getting an allocated product.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to go down there and buy 5 of them.
It tastes so good. The color is super dark. It's 110 proof, I think. Show me the look on the front.
It is 110. It's 110.2.
It does not drink.
No.
110 proof.
No.
The flavor is incredible.
I thought that last night at 11 p.m.
Wait, time out. You've been drinking this without me?
Yeah. I got home. All my whiskey is in storage, Will. I have
I've been there, man.
4 bottles. I have 4 bottles at my house. One's 1783, 86. And I've got our Knob Creek that's got a little bit left in it. I had that Blue Note that we hadn't opened yet. And then I have this. And I was like, you know what? I want something cask strength right now, but I don't want my pick. And I don't
You said I'm going to treat myself.
Right. And
Treat
I was just
yourself.
like, you know what? I'm just going to saunter into this bottle. And I remember because I took it to bed because it's a bed pour.
This is a bed pour for you.
This is a bed pour for me.
I don't know about that.
So I took it to bed. And as I'm sipping on it, I was just like, this is smooth. And then I thought about it and I was like, am I allowed to say smooth? And I look around the room and it's just, it's just me. at
Yeah.
that point, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so I could say smooth because there's nobody sitting there around. But
To
you
judge you.
you can't say that. You
Is
cannot. You can't say that.
Is that why you're an angry sleeper? You like have all these
Maybe.
you have all these repressed adjectives that you go to bed just like all I want to do is say smooth.
Well, no, it's more. I have all these voices in my head.
Could you pour me a little more, please? Because I crushed that. It's great.
It is great.
Oh, I get like some chocolate on there. That's good. That's good. Chocolate, sweet, honey.
Well, there's 4 staves of roasted French mocha staves.
And there you go. That's where I'm getting the chocolate.
Yeah. There's 1 baked American pure 2.
That tastes like apple
Or is
pie.
that puree 2? No, it's just pure 2. I don't know.
Okay.
3 seared French.
Cuvée?
Is it called cuvee?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just say cuvée.
Cuvee. No makers 46. Don's like, no, man, I'm good on that one.
I'm on 86, that 46.
Oh man, he's just like, no, man, we're good with that. And then 2 staves of toasted French spice.
This is really good.
I would say this. I would be interested to see like what all 10 like look like.
I've had some that had some maker selects that are pretty astringent because it is cast strength. This one is not. Like there's not. It's got a really good mouthfeel.
Okay, you diverted. I was wondering what would 10 staves of French mocha be like?
I don't know.
Like
It'd be
I want
six more of this.
I want everybody to, like I want 5 stores or 1 store to pick 5 barrels and finish it 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Okay.
How bad A would that be?
I think what you just need is a kit.
What do you mean?
You just need a kit to taste like because I think you get like
No, I think you
I
get
think
to
don't
choose.
you mix? Yeah, you mix it. I think it's like ratios, right?
I don't know what it is. I've never
don't
done a maker's pick.
I mean, we need to probably do some more research. We don't know our facts.
Well, no, we just need to call Don
yeah.
because Don knows.
Okay. And see, I thought maybe you got like samples of like
Tarek
here's.
probably knows too. He's done some.
I love how you're like trying to be like
All proper
I
with
think
Tarek.
I think I know how to say it now.
Yeah.
It's been years.
I've bought in.
See, I'm still Tarak.
Well, you get to rocked.
Yeah, that's why I say Tarak.
Yeah, but
Anyhow, this is fantastic. I'd buy it. I actually, as a matter of fact, need to go because you have that bottle. I need to go get
I didn't buy it,
a couple of them.
so I need to buy one.
Oh, full disclosure, Don sampled it for us. Let us.
Well, no,
sample it, right?
Don brought it to us. I'm like, here you go, bro. I appreciate you.
Well, yeah, we should have let that fact be known.
Why?
I don't know. Some people will be like, "Oh, they just hoodwinking us, not knowing that they didn't pay for the bottle." But I'm going to go out and buy it.
Okay, let me go. Can I be honest? Our Knob Creek is a bar. Okay.
Oh wow, you shifted.
No, yeah. Our Knob Creek. Yes, I've shit. Every time I go back, I thought it would open up.
It has for me
It has not for me. I've left it open for 4 freaking months. It's
because
not
that's got
opening
you got the
anywhere.
half bad part in that
I'm
bottle.
sure I did. I guess I did.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm just saying I have the ability to be non-biased and awesome.
that's fair. You have the ability to be awesome, but let's pump the brakes here. But
What do you mean?
You can say I have the ability to be non-biased, but don't go so far as to call yourself awesome right now.
Oh, I meant wait. I thought awesome and objective was the same thing.
I'll allow it.
Okay, so I'm just trying to be honest and objective.
Yeah.
And so what I mean is that Ain't Half Bad's a bar. This is. I mean, I'm telling you right now.
This is better than Ain't Half Bad.
This is twice as good. No, this is 3.5 times better than Ain't Half Bad.
Well, let's not start trying to do some fuzzy math here, but sure, yeah, it's really good. Oh, man. Hopefully next week we'll be in our new studio. Hey, can we say what we're doing next month? In December, we're going to get the opportunity to do something really special with our Eagle Rare show.
Yeah.
So the Eagle Rare neat episodes that you hear once a month, this month you'll hear it twice. We're going to record one this week. So get your questions in. You'll see a post in PodCask.
Oh my gosh, Will.
I'm in the middle of something.
I know, but I just had a great idea about the Eagle Rare Neat show.
Okay.
We should get questions asked prior, and when we're there with Susanna, and when we're there with Joshua and anybody else with Buffalo Trace,
I'm like 6 steps ahead of you.
we could ask them the questions
Already thought all
while
this
we're
through.
picking the barrel. Will,
Right. Yeah. I already thought all that through.
really?
Yeah.
We should talk more because you have really good ideas.
Been trying to tell you that for a few months here, Bud Rowe.
I've just been over here just throwing ideas at the wall.
No,
Like
not at the wall, at people that aren't included in this scenario, like actual people. Hey, what do y'all think about this? I'm not telling Will about it till later.
What happened with that?
For some reason, my impersonation of you sounds like I'm trying to impersonate Bill
like
Clinton.
a president.
Like Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that sounds presidential.
Well, like in like Arkansas.
So like a Freudian
Good old boy
slip
kinda way.
thing, but like with the presidency.
You're not my president. All right. So, but we're getting to do something cool because of the Eagle Rare Neat show and because of some friends through this podcast community. We're going to be able to pick a barrel of Eagle Rare, and we're doing that to raise awareness and some cash for the Special Forces Foundation. Did you just spill more whiskey in here? I'm like talking all serious, and Greeze is dumping whiskey out.
I swear on the glass.
You're miserable.
Trying to see the legs. I'll go ahead and tell you, dude, the legs on this are crazy. They're hopping everywhere. They spill out of the glass.
Yeah, like grasshoppers.
They just run straight out.
So we're going to get to pick a barrel of Eagle Rare. Joshua's going to be there. Some other cool folks are going to be there that we'll talk about later. But we're doing it. We're going to raise awareness and some money for the Special Forces Foundation, which is a group that we've gotten to know about through some of our podcasters that have told us about the work they do and helping specifically special forces, members of our armed forces, but that are special forces, reintegrate coming back from some of the intense work that they're doing for our country, and also their families of the special forces as well. They help both the individuals that are in there and then the families. So we're going to talk about them a little bit more, and we're going to go pick that barrel. You're going to hear a lot more about it because it's important. It's important. And what gets people's attention when you're talking about something important better than, hey, we're picking a barrel of Eagle Rare. You're going to want to perk up and hear if you're going to be able to get some of this. And some of you will. Not every single person listening will be able to acquire a bottle because they don't have thousands of bottles per single barrels.
Yeah.
But we're going to, we'll let you know more, but we're doing that in December, and we're really excited to do it. So
I'm giddy about it.
I am too.
I'm giddy about
We're going up there, taking a day.
And one of the guys that is picking it with us is a Green Beret, and he is flying in to help pick it with us.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool.
And number one, I just want to hang out with him on a regular basis, period. But picking a whiskey barrel and hanging out with him will cause me to pee my pants.
Well, you've done it already today, and you've also spilled whiskey. But I think that's going to do it for this week on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
We're done?
Well, what else do you have to say? Nothing I want on recording. All right, folks, thank you so much for listening. Go to patreon.com/thepodcast, and you can support the show there directly. You can buy us a drink, or you can buy us around, and there's a couple of different options there.
And
but
there may not be some perks for people that were Patreons before our new launch.
So we're going to relaunch stuff at the beginning of the year where we've got some stuff going on.
Some new January 1 stuff.
Yeah, so check that out. Get in while you can. And then also, you can go to podcaskers.com, join our Facebook group. That's where a lot of fun stuff goes down. That's a free version of engaging with us. You'll get to meet people and hang out and chat, and it's a mostly drama-free community. So it's the opposite of Bourboner. Check that out at podcast.
Words exactly the same. Who's to say?
Podcast. Well, I kicked Greeze out. So podcaskers.com. You can also rate and review us on iTunes, and you can, if you're a sponsor, if you're wanting to. You're like, hey, I think that my organization or my business could really benefit from reaching the people of the podcast nation. Send us an email. Send it directly to me at will@thepodcask.com. Don't send it to Greeze@thepodcask.com because I'm 99% sure he will not see it.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all have prayer requests, you can send them to me.
He sees those. He reads those.
I do read those.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for this week on the podcast. Thank you, Eli Mason and Mountain Valley Springwater. We don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it.